Aiko had always dreamed of exploring the world beyond Japan's borders. From a young age, she listened to stories about America, with its vibrant cities and diverse cultures. When the opportunity to work as a nanny for an American family arose, Aiko didn't hesitate. With her heart full of hope and a little fear, she boarded a plane bound for the United States, leaving behind her family and everything she knew. Upon arrival, Aiko felt a bit lost. The city was a whirlwind of sounds and colors, vastly different from the tranquility of her hometown. The streets were bustling, filled with hurried people and a variety of languages spoken around her. However, she was determined to make the most of her new life. She began working for a family in a welcoming neighborhood, where the children were full of energy and joy. Aiko quickly adapted to her new role, caring for the children with love and dedication. It was on a sunny day at the park that Aiko met Jamal. He was playing basketball with some friends when he caught her attention with his laid-back manner and infectious smile. Jamal had a unique style, blending basketball attire with elements of hip-hop culture. He was tall and athletic, with a presence that lit up the space around him. Aiko was captivated not just by his appearance but by the way he moved with confidence and grace. When he approached to talk to her, Aiko felt a wave of emotion sweep through her. Their conversation flowed naturally. Jamal was funny and charismatic, and soon they were exchanging stories about their lives. He spoke about his dreams of becoming a famous rapper and his struggles to gain recognition in the local music scene. Aiko was drawn to his passion and determination. She had never met someone so authentic and full of life. They laughed together and shared stories about their culture. Jamal spoke about the rap music he loved, while Aiko shared about the Japanese traditions she valued. As days turned into weeks, Aiko and Jamal began spending more time together. They explored the city, visited local cafes, and attended rap shows where Jamal performed. Each moment together deepened the connection they felt for each other. Aiko discovered a side of herself that had never been awakened, the courage to love someone so different from her. However, as their relationship blossomed, Aiko began to feel the pressure from her family. Her parents in Japan were traditional and had clear expectations about what was acceptable for their daughter. They had always dreamed that Aiko would marry someone from the same culture, someone who could understand their traditions and values. When Aiko mentioned Jamal during a video call, the heavy silence on the other end of the line was enough to alert her to their disapproval. The conversations became increasingly tense as her parents voiced concerns about her relationship with Jamal. They spoke about the challenges she might face as a young Japanese woman dating a black man from an American ghetto. To them, it was a matter of family honor. To Aiko, it was a matter of true love. Amid this emotional pressure, Aiko began questioning her own choices. She loved Jamal deeply, but her parents' words echoed in her mind. In moments of solitude, she wondered whether she should follow the path expected by her family or fight for the love she had found with Jamal. This internal struggle became increasingly distressing. Jamal sensed something was wrong with Aiko. He had always been attuned to her emotions and knew she was dealing with something more significant than the daily challenges. One quiet evening, as they walked under the city lights, he decided to confront her about her feelings. Aiko, he began gently, I feel like you're struggling with something. You can tell me. With tears in her eyes, Aiko opened up about her parents' expectations and how it was affecting her relationship with him. Jamal listened intently as she spoke about her culture and the values instilled in her from a young age. I understand, he finally replied. But you need to remember that love knows no boundaries. What we feel is real, and that's what matters most. These words touched Aiko deeply. She realized she needed to be honest with herself and her feelings for Jamal. Determined to face her fears, she decided to have a candid conversation with her parents during the next video call. When the day of the call arrived, Aiko was nervous but resolute. She took a deep breath before dialing her parents and began speaking about her love for Jamal and how he made her feel more alive than ever before. I know you have concerns, she said sincerely, but I want you to meet Jamal before judging him just by his appearance or where he comes from. Her parents listened in silence as she talked about the special moments they had shared, the laughter, deep conversations, and mutual support for each other's dreams. The conversation was intense. Her parents expressed their worries about safety and social prejudices, but Aiko stood firm in her stance. She wanted to show them that true love transcends cultural barriers. Over time, Aiko's parents began to see that their daughter was genuinely happy with Jamal. Although still reluctant to fully accept their relationship, they started to recognize the authenticity of the love between the two. The situation reached its peak during a local show where Jamal was set to perform in an important talent competition in the city. Aiko decided to attend the event not only to support Jamal but also to demonstrate to her parents the strength of their love in the face of challenges. That magical night, When Jamal stepped onto the stage and began singing a powerful song about love and acceptance, Aiko felt her heart pounding in her chest. The lyrics resonated deeply within her. It was as if he was speaking directly to her, about fighting for love even when everything seemed to stand against it. When he finished his performance amidst deafening applause from the excited crowd, Jamal looked directly at Aiko in the audience and smiled proudly. In that special moment, something changed in her parents' eyes. They finally saw not just a young man from an American ghetto but a man deeply in love with their daughter. After the show, Aiko's parents approached her and Jamal with mixed expressions of apprehension and curiosity. With renewed courage from everything they had witnessed that magical night, Aiko formally introduced Jamal to her parents. "This is Jamal," she said with a radiant smile on her face. "He's amazing." Jamal extended his hand respectfully to greet her parents, saying, "It's a pleasure to meet you." The initial conversation was tense, however, as they spoke more about their lives, their aspirations and challenges, something began to shift in the atmosphere between them. Aiko's parents started to see not just the cultural differences but also the similarities. They both wanted happiness for their families above all else. Over the following weeks, meetings between them became more frequent as Aiko's parents sought to understand better the man who loved their daughter. Jamal went out of his way to show respect for Japanese traditions. He learned a few Japanese words to impress them during family gatherings and even attempted to cook traditional Japanese dishes under Aiko's guidance. Their story didn't end there, quite the opposite. It was only the beginning. Together, they continued creating unforgettable memories while navigating the complexities of two cultures united by the power of true love. The months flew by, each day bringing new challenges, from dealing with curious glances on the streets to facing hurtful comments on social media, but nothing seemed to shake their bond. Jamal continued working hard on his music, spending hours writing lyrics inspired by the everyday life of the neighborhood where he grew up, lyrics that reflected both his struggles and personal victory. He always found room to include elements of Japanese culture in his songs, something Aiko greatly appreciated. Meanwhile, Aiko also found creative ways to integrate aspects of American culture into her life, from participating in local festivities to inviting American friends to dinners where traditional Japanese dishes were served. Their love challenged deeply rooted prejudices in the society around them. Together, they faced curious looks on the bustling city streets as they walked side by side, two different worlds united through true love. Finally, the day came when Aiko's parents decided to visit the United States again, this time not as reluctant observers of their distant daughter's life but as an integral part of it. When they arrived in the city where Aiko now lived with her adoptive family, the American family she worked for, they were warmly welcomed by everyone, especially Jamal, who was now considered part of the family too. During that special visit, marked by shared laughter at family dinners filled with traditional Japanese dishes prepared by Aiko alongside American culinary delights brought by the host family, something magical happened. The cultural barriers truly began to crumble in the presence of the genuine love filling that joyful room. Aiko's parents finally recognized not only the value of her relationship with Jamal but also how it had enriched their own lives. They realized how happy everyone was together, laughing at their differences while celebrating their similarities. Their story continued to evolve, with new chapters unfolding every day. Together, they faced new challenges, deciding where to live in the future or which traditions to keep alive in their new multicultural family. And so, it became clear, regardless of external differences or the challenges imposed by society, when two genuine souls meet on the right path, they have the power to transform everything around them. The love between Aiko and Jamal became an inspiring force not only for themselves but also for those around them. Friends began to see beyond appearances, neighbors started to recognize the value of cultural diversity, even strangers on the streets began to smile when they saw them together. And so, this beautiful story filled with true love continued. A tale where every chapter brought new lessons about mutual acceptance. A narrative rich with deep emotions, showing how two different worlds could coexist harmoniously through the transformative power of love.